confidence he has in himself, the character that he has. So I've been impressed with him from afar.
What stood out the most for you?
Besides his stuff, he's got great stuff. He can run a fastball to 98 miles an hour. He's a guy with great feel for all his off-speed pitches. He does a good job with the splitter as well, curveball. It's just a complete package.
I mean, he just got into legendary status. I mean, you mentioned earlier, 50 million people were watching that game. And, obviously everyone talks about Shohei, but this guy, he was the MVP of arguably the greatest World Series in history.
And it's just like fun to watch his whole routine.
That's
and go
awesome.
through it. He was great.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Yeah.
I was played with Honeywell for a while, obviously. So
Yeah.
he was always talking when he's over there.
Another friend of the program, by the way.
Yes. No, and he's like nothing. Yamamoto's the man. And when they came to Minnesota last year, it was good to see him. And he's a beast. It's just awesome to see his success. And I mean, the mechanics, the routine, it's all.
これらは大谷翔平選手と共にドジャースを支えてきた男、山本由伸投手に贈られた言葉です。2023年オフ、日本球界最高の投手としてメジャー挑戦を表明した山本選手。当時は本当にメジャーで通用するのかという声も少なくありませんでした。そんな中、彼はその不安を覆すように、わずか2年で2度のワールドシリーズ制覇に貢献し、球界を代表するエースへと駆け上がっていきます。そして今回ご紹介するのは、契約交渉の舞台裏から伝説となった完投劇、そして彼の知られざる人柄まで、現地の生の声で振り返る翻訳動画です。監督、チームメイト、そしてライバル選手たちは一体どんな言葉で彼を語っているのでしょうか。それでは早速、時計の針を2023年12月まで戻しましょう。当時、山本投手は NPB を代表する投手としてメジャー球界全体から熱い視線を浴びていました。
Meantime, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the Yankees are in on him, the Mets are in on him, a variety of teams are right now, John, for good reason, because he might be the best free agent pitcher available. What's the latest?
He's one of the best, potentially the best we've seen in years as a free agent starter, in large part because of his age, just 25, a prospect type age if you look at it for North American baseball. And one of the developments today, Will Salmon of The Athletic reporting that Mets owner Steve Cohen traveled to Japan this month to have a meal with Yoshinobu Yamamoto and really show the Mets' seriousness of courting him. Look at those numbers that he has over the last 3 years. 3 straight wins of the Sawamura Award in NPB, Adnan, which is the most esteemed award in Japanese professional baseball. I think Steve Phillips was right on. The Red Sox would love to get Yamamoto as well. We do believe the Yankees have been involved there. Unclear how the Soto move potentially impacts that decision, but in general, a lot of those large market teams are available. At Adnan, I am told that it is almost certain that his contract is going to be for at least $200 million guaranteed. Some estimates upward now of $250 million or more when you add in the release fee that is owed to his team, the Oryx Buffaloes, by the way, the same team that just sent Masataka Yoshida to the Red Sox last offseason.
争奪戦の激しさが伝わってくる内容でしたね。そして同月28日、ついに移籍先が決定します。契約は12年3億2000万ドル、契約合意時のレートで約465億円。メジャー挑戦1年目の投手としては球界の歴史を塗り替える大型契約でした。契約決定を受け、元 Mlb 投手のジョン・スモルツ氏がこの歴史的契約の意味を解説しています。
Well, let's talk about that pitcher. Yoshinobu Yamamoto signed 12 years, $320 million. As you said, dominated, one of the best pitchers of all time in NPB. We did see him briefly against, a lot of Major League Baseball players in the World Baseball Classic. But like you said, 12 years, a long time for a guy that is now coming to Major League Baseball, and we get to watch him up close and personal. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of years. He was the prize signing of the offseason. The guy is not big in stature, but he throws upper 90s, a nasty split, nasty curveball. John, talk about Yamamoto and what you have seen from him and how you feel about him coming to Major League Baseball.
Yeah, the only issue is going to be, can he transition to the American-style philosophy of baseball, right? They have a different philosophy over there, and it seems to work for the majority of the pitchers that are able to stay healthy. And again, health is going to be the big key in a 12-year deal. I mean, pitching is fragile in the sense that, there's no known commodities anymore. That's why a lot of teams are building their teams around offensive stars, because it seems to be a more way of staying healthy and a truer facet of that contract being played out. So I'll tell you what, I'm intrigued. We've seen this before. I don't know that we've seen this 12-year deal given to a player. And again, there is risk involved, but they have monetized that risk with a team that they believe at the end of the day is going to win championships. And if you're the Los Angeles Dodgers, you have a lot of history, but not a lot of success lately that can quantify that great history. It's a great organization. The fan base is going to be pumped up, and you just hope that this young man can stay healthy for the Dodgers and produce like he has over in his previous young career.
Do you think, I mean, $320 million is a lot of money for a guy coming that obviously, for those that don't know, it's a different game. The baseball is different. The mound is different. It's not an easy transition. Do you think the way that Kodai Senga came over and pitched last year and dominated and ended up being in Rookie of the Year conversation, Cy Young conversation in his first year coming over from MPB, do you think that helped Yamamoto get some more money and maybe alleviate the Dodgers' worries about that transition period?
I think so. I mean, we've seen the coming over and dominating the first year by a lot of Japanese pitchers, but the sustained excellence and the length that the Major League Baseball season, it's a little bit different. You've already touched on the baseball on the mound, and I think the Darvish and the Nomo and all the different styles that has come over here, the adaptation to the every 5 days, their throwing program versus our throwing program. There's a lot to be discussed and a lot to be worked out. And I think that's what's intriguing about this deal. It's not just your average 4 to 5 to 6 year deal. This is a historic 12-year deal when there's evidence of how great he is, but he has yet to ever pitch in the big leagues.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so historic. You see players who have they make a breakthrough, but it's the adjustment period that has to be done. And I think those previous successes do help him navigate the big league season, but it's 12 years that he'll have a journey through.
スモルツ氏の分析からもこの契約がいかに異例だったかが伝わってきます。契約締結から迎えた2024年開幕戦、舞台は MLB 史上初めて韓国のソウルで行われたパドレスとの一戦でした。3月21日、いよいよ迎えたメジャーデビュー戦。しかし山本投手は初回に43球を投げて5失点、制球が定まらずまさかの黒星スタートとなってしまいます。本当にメジャーで通用するのか、そんな不安の声が一気に広がった瞬間でした。しかし彼はすぐに立ち直りを見せます。アメリカ本土での2試合目、4月6日のカブス戦、初回無四満塁、2回2四満塁というピンチを背負いながらも5回3安打無失点という見事なピッチングで待望のメジャー初勝利をつかみ取りました。この一戦を境に山本投手はチームの信頼を勝ち取っていくことになります。波乱の幕開けから見事に立て直したこの姿勢は後のドジャースでの活躍を象徴する出来事だったと言えるでしょう。そして開幕直後には思わぬ形で彼の人柄が明らかになる出来事がありました。チームメイトのジョー・ケリー投手がゴルフイベントでの微笑ましい一幕を明かしています。
He showed up 1 minute before tea time, ran into the clubhouse, bought some balls.
Evan was looking up real quick.
Came to my cart, got my cart, and I'm using Google Translate. I was like, do you need to warm up? And he's like, no. I'm like, all right. So we all hit pretty good. Yamamoto gets up, and it doesn't matter where you're from. You could tell when someone's kind of nervous, right? You know, it's probably pretty tough. Like I'd probably shit my pants and spray it too. So Yamamoto's practice swings were great, man. They're awesome. He takes his swing, nice little pause, hesitation, and then just chunks it. I mean, it had gone 10 yards. And he was like, he was about to walk back to the cart. We're like, no, hit again. Like, we'll hit two. Yeah, we'll hit two. He's like, oh, okay. And then like he gets up the ball real quick and he's about to hit. Like, I'm like, no, take your time. And then he's like, All right, and then he settled in, decked out with Jordan from head to toe, and freaking stripes one, dude. Yeah. I mean, he put it 10 feet, 10 feet from the hole, and front nine was amazing, and we nicknamed him OB because he would hit a shot. He would hit a shot off the green.
He started throwing nasty cutters off the club.
Yeah,
I mean, it was incredible.
He would hit. At first, he'd barely miss the green. He'd be like, "Is that OB?" We're like, "No, bro. Like, you could play. It's desert golf. You could play that ball."
Yeah.
And then he really got the tugs, dude, and started hitting him OB. And so he'd hit the ball in the air when the ball left his club face, and I knew I'm like, OB. And so we're just yelling at him, but he had a great time, man.
マウンド外でも愛される山本投手の人柄が伝わるエピソードでしたね。シーズン序盤、山本投手の投球はさらに勢いを増していきます。渡米後2試合目以降は12試合連続で5イニング以上を投げ、6勝1敗、防御率 2.59 という見事な内容。6月7日のヤンキース戦ではジャッジ選手やスタントン選手を擁する強力打線を相手に7回2安打無失点という快投も見せていました。しかし6月15日、心配なニュースが飛び込んできます。ロイヤルズ戦の登板中、2回28球を投げたところで右上腕三頭筋の張りを訴え緊急降板。精密検査の結果、右肩の腱板損傷が判明し、60日間の負傷者リスト入りとなってしまいました。この時点での成績は14試合登板、6勝2敗、防御率 2.92、 まさに好調の中での離脱でした。約3ヶ月にわたるリハビリを経て9月10日のカブス戦でついに実戦復帰。4回を投げて1失点8奪三振という見事な内容で復活をアピールしました。この復帰登板の内容を受けて MLB ネットワークでは早速山本投手を詳しく分析する特集が組まれていました。
The Dodgers have desperately needed rotation good news, and that comes in the form of Yamamoto. Dave Roberts said fastball command, both sides of the plate. He joked, we'll take this every single start from here on out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Lauren, and you're going to get even more good news if you dive in, because potentially Tyler Glass now throws a sim game on this coming Saturday. What I saw last night with him, Jack Flaherty. If Yamamoto's right and Glasnow's right with this bullpen and add in Jack Flaherty, they not only go from starting pitching being a concern to they might have the best three going in. So a lot of things were on the line last night. And I think we forget 12 years, $325 million. I mean, it's the largest contract ever given out to a pitcher. So not only does he have to be available for us, he's got to be win day. So I wanted to make sure he went out there, he threw 59 pitches, and we can get into it. I wanted to see his stuff exploding through the zone. I wanted to see him start to get a feel for dominating the moment and kind of realizing that in order for them to win another World Series, he's going to have to play a major role and make a bunch of starts for this team. So keep it rolling right here, and we'll bring up the fielding independent pitching, and I want to dive in on what that is. It is what a pitcher can control. Just eliminate the defense. It's strikeouts, it's walks, it's home runs. Those are the things he can control, and when he's on the bump, these are the five guys that do it the best. Chris Sale's going to win the National League Cy Young. Tarek Skubal's going to win the American League Cy Young. And then sandwiched in there is Yamamoto. So when he's healthy, and go back, he's made a ton of starts this year outside of the injury, and he has been completely dominant. He made the one start in Korea against the Padres, his first time out on the bump, and he got shelled, and it's kind of skewed his numbers. So he has been pitching like some of the game's greats. So pause this real quick. I wanted to bring up his pitch usage. Last night in comparison, don't let it just stay with the highlights. Fastball percentage overall, he's usually 37.3% of the time. Okay? Against righties, he uses it about 42% of the time. Lefties, a little bit different. But when you dive in on what he does with these three pitches, you don't know if you're getting heater, curveball, 0-0. He has got the ability to throw it 0-0, and we'll get into some at-bats, and then he can wipe you out with it. But what you do know is 53% of the time when he gets two strikes on you, he wants to put you away with that split. So he's got three weapons that he could go to at any time. I'm going to take you to the top of the first. It's going Ian Happ, it's going Dansby Swanson, and then it's going Seiya Suzuki. So we're going 97 black away. Now we got wrinkle curveball, 0-2, pause. You're sitting there, you're trying to get loose in the game. You're Ian Happ, you come into the box, you're like, all right, I'm probably not gonna ambush tonight. I'm going 0-0, I'm gonna take this heater. Boom, snap, paint away, okay. Now throw me like you're split down in the zone, let me get 1-1 even with the count. And then it's wrinkle curveball and you're 0-2 and you're like, wait a second, I'm not loose yet. So run this. Split down, pause. You gotta play multiple choice. The only problem is you can't eliminate anything. So you have no idea if you're Ian Happ. I'm in a 1-2 count. I guess you stay on the heater and eliminate pull side so you stay on the off speed. Run this. He swings at a 58-foot curveball. So he's running down to first base going, that AB did nothing to lead to my next AB. And he's got nasty stuff on his breaking ball. Pause this and bring up the curveball vertical break board. Most vertical break versus average on his curveball. It's Dylan Cease and then it's Yamamoto. This thing is getting height and then it is falling off a table. So his second AB, if you're Ian Happ, I just punched out on a 58-foot curveball. What do you probably think he's going to the plate thinking? I'm getting that curveball at some point again. Let me sit on it. So let's get back into the tape. This second AB, and he gets it and swings through it. Now he's got to get off that pitch. He goes split down, heater away, pause. It's the cat and mouse. He threw him a curveball. It's the only pitch that he was kind of timed up for in this AB. Late as heck on the heater, saw the split pretty decent. Do you think that he could pretty much throw him anything he wants in this situation and he's got him? As long as he doesn't hang a breaking ball, he's probably gonna punch out again. Run this. Split down and away, and this thing is dirty. Get tight on this shot for me, Bader. Look at that. Austin Barnes does a heck of a job right there. All right, batting second, Dansby Swanson, his first AB, wrinkle curveball, 0-1. Paint pellet away, 97. Changeup, he's shown them all three. And then punches him out with a split that he tunnels right off it. So now you're telling yourself, if you're Dansby Swanson, the second time I come up, I gotta make sure I see the split up. It's gotta be up or it's a ball. He gets a heater away, 1-0. Breaking ball in his zone, he's back in there, 1-1. Good spit, 2-1. Curveball, 2-2, pause this. You're Dansby Swanson, you can't eliminate anything. The only thing you're telling yourself is, I gotta make sure the split's up. He struck me out with it my first AB. He probably thinks he can go to it again. So I gotta stay back on this off speed and see it up. Run this pitch. 97, black away. He's just putting their heads in a kind of a blender, to be honest with you. He's just throwing 3 elite pitches in the zone. Seiya Suzuki, run this. Curveball down. You would think he'd throw it again. Nasty split, 1-1. You just can't think. There was guys that I faced throughout my career that I just couldn't get on what they were thinking. Johnny Cueto being one of them. Every time I thought heater, it was slider and vice versa. So you're sitting there, he's worked a good AB, he gets a call, black away to the edge. Pause this. Bring up the fact that he hits the edges better than anybody. Highest percentage of pitches thrown to the edge of the zone. But look at who's doing it. It's the touch and feel guys, the Martin Perez's, the Kyle Hendricks, the Ross Striplings. I love the fact Barrios is in here, but Yamamoto's got elite stuff and he's hitting corners all day long. Let's wrap it up with Seiya Suzuki's last at bat. When you, as a hitter, cannot eliminate pitches, the game gets very hard. Heater away, split down, 2-0. You should be getting a fastball right here. And he rolls a curveball that's got depth and life on it. So now, as a hitter, you're just super confused as to what he's gonna throw you. And he was awesome. The one thing I will say, watching him pitch last night, and it's the first thing I asked Nays when I rolled in, if I was facing him in the playoffs, it appeared to me against right-handed hitters, he never comes inside. with a four-seam heater. Everything was painted away, painted away. So I wanted to dive in on that. I'm like, Naze, is that the norm with him? And it's not really. Yes, he leans towards heater down and away, but he will show in. Last night, it was spot on. I mean, you could have almost eliminated it. And I think I would dive in on this if I was facing the Dodgers in the postseason, of just eliminating inside half of the plate to right-handers and trying to lean out over and shoot them the other way. But he was really, really good.
数字で見ても彼の投球がいかに支配的だったかがよくわかりますね。ここでチームと個人の状況を整理しておきましょう。ドジャースはこのシーズン98勝64敗、両リーグ通じてトップの勝率で3年連続の地区優勝を果たしました。山本投手個人としては離脱の影響で登板数は18試合にとどまったものの7勝2敗、防御率 3.00、105奪三振という内容。数字だけを見れば決して悪くありませんが、シーズン通してのフル稼働にはまだ課題を残す1年目でした。そしていよいよポストシーズンに突入します。地区シリーズではパドレスと対戦し3勝2敗で突破。この第5戦に先発した山本投手は5回2安打無失点の好投で勝利投手となり、地区シリーズ突破を決定づけました。続くリーグ優勝決定シリーズではメッツを4勝2敗で下し、4年ぶりとなるワールドシリーズ進出を決めましたが、この中で山本投手は第4戦に先発し4回3分の1を2失点と試合を作る投球でチームに貢献していました。ワールドシリーズ進出を決めた直後、ロバーツ監督が試合後インタビューで振り返っています。
What can you say about Yamamoto just kind of setting the tone there?
He set the tone. And, I think that, Yoshi's had a lot of success in his professional career. And I said it before, I mean, he's pitched in big ball games, and I believed in him. I knew he was going to rise to the occasion, and he was outstanding tonight. And I knew he wasn't going to run from this spot. And, I'm looking forward to riding him through the World Series.
Bill, back right.
Yeah, Dave, you finished the series with 24 consecutive scoreless innings. How perfect does the pitching plan have to go for that to happen?
Well, I think, Bill, it's about the players. The players were outstanding. The guys from the 24, 26 innings, when you call a number, call a name, it's up to those guys to go out there and perform. And I give all the credit to those guys, and you can have whatever plan or script people can talk about, but it comes down to the players. And those guys made plays, made pitches, and made us all look good. And from Yoshi today to the bullpen, I mean, if you're talking about a series MVP, it's our bullpen, clearly. And so I'm so excited for those guys, and Josh Bart's done a fantastic job with the entire bullpen. Yoshi, Darvish, guys like other guys that have pitched that are from out of the country, they're pitching on a bigger scale. Yoshi is pitching for his country, and so when you pitch for the WBC, for the country of Japan, those are as high a stakes as you can have, and he's done that and pitched well in those moments, as Darvish. And so I got to give you a lot of credit for what he did. And so I think that for me, I didn't believe that he was going to run from this moment, and we were going to get everything he had, and that's what he did. And he hadn't been in the sixth inning and since the Yankees, so I felt at that point in time he gave us everything he had, and we could hand it off to a very, very capable pen.
Now that said, I'm guessing as you're kind of mapping this out, right? You probably can't count on 5 scoreless. Like realistically, where were your expectations in terms of how much length he was going to be able to give you?
You know what, honestly, Dylan, I just had a lot of different ways the game was going to go. I didn't know if it was going to be scoreless, we were going to be behind, we were going to be ahead, how it was going to look. So I think for me, I just had a lot of different ways and a lot of capable guys in the pen. But like I told you guys, I believed in Yoshi from the outset, and he performed just admirably.
母国を背負って戦ってきた経験が大舞台での強さにつながっているという分析でした。同じ日、MLB ネットワークでは元 MLB 投手のダンクリー・サック氏が山本投手の球威を熱く語っています。
He's a world-class pitcher. And if you didn't believe it watching the WBC, I saw him pitch in person in June in Yankee Stadium on a Friday night. I had no idea he was throwing 95 to 97 miles an hour. Greg, he has 3 pitches that he can get you out with. Tonight, when you watch a game and you think it's a fastball and that thing just takes a left-hand turn, could you imagine what it's like being 60 feet 6 inches away? So he had a great break on the slider, right? It was nearly impossible to hit, and he throws so hard. So then he has a slider that goes down and in. Then he has this splitter that he'll throw to righties and lefties. So it's kind of that scissor effect. One goes left, one goes right. And then when you sit back, you're like, all right, he can blow you up upstairs.
Yeah.
This guy is a terrific pitcher. I just wish he hadn't spent so much time on the IL, because this guy is a potential Cy Young Award winner. He's that good. And just think, he spent a lot of time on the IL, and they weren't sure what they were going to get in that last start in the San Diego series. They got a big effort, and this was even better. So if the Dodgers move on to the Fall Classic, expect him to continue to get better.
And I think also, Dan, one thing I want to ask you about, shortening the game. So when you're only supposed to go 5 innings, Dave Roberts hugging him like crazy in L.A., and then tonight as well, 5 innings. So when you only have to go 5 innings, does it change the person you can be?
It does. You're not worried about, hey, I've got to save something and get through the lineup a second or a third time. You managers are just more so going to a quick hook. But when you look at this guy's body of work and you look at what he did in Japan, he's one of the most accomplished pitchers to ever come over here.
Yeah. Right.
And pitched in a lot of high-stress situations in Japan. So I'm not saying it equates to the NLCS, but this isn't his first time being front.
これほどの評価が実際にメジャーでプレーした元投手の口から出てくるのが印象的です。いよいよ舞台はワールドシリーズへ。ヤンキースとの対戦で山本投手は誰もが認める活躍を見せます。ワールドシリーズ直前のインタビューで対戦相手であるヤンキースのジャッジ選手が山本投手について語っています。
Touched on earlier. What's your impression of Yamamoto?
You know, just coming in his first year in the big leagues and already being one of the best pitchers in the game speaks volume to him. I think anytime you change leagues, you know, come over here, there's kind of an adjustment period. You know, especially I know they pitch on 6 or 7 days rest, and they come here and try to be in a 5-man rotation, 5 days rest. New pitchers, new hitters you're facing. It's just a whole new environment for him to, you know, do what he did this year, how successful he was, and still be dominant with so many other distractions, so many other things going on. Just shows you what type of player he is, just the confidence he has in himself, the character that he has. So I've been impressed with him from afar.
What stood out the most for you?
Besides his stuff, you know, he's got great stuff. He can run a fastball up to 98 miles an hour. He's a guy with great feel for all his off-speed pitches. He does a good job with the splitter as well, curveball. It's just a complete package.
対戦相手であるジャッジ選手からもこれほどの称賛が送られていました。そしてシリーズ終盤、ヤンキースの本拠地で山本投手は驚異的な投球を披露します。この試合はワールドシリーズ第2戦。山本投手は7回途中1安打1失点4奪三振、11打者連続アウトの好投で勝利投手となり、ドジャースが4対2で連勝を飾りました。試合後、ヤンキースのブーン監督が敗戦の弁とともに山本投手への評価を語っています。
With the exception of the Soto home run, Yamamoto kept the offense completely quiet, retiring 11 straight to close it out there. What made him so effective?
I thought the first few innings we took a lot of good at-bats against him, made him work, some longer at-bats. And then kind of once he got a little bit of that lead, he kind of got into a rhythm and really did a good job of attacking us strike one. So it was hard to be patient with him when he was on the attack and getting ahead. I thought his stuff was good. I thought his fastball was good, slowing us down with the little curveball, and then the slider and the split, of course. So I thought he was on his game.
敵将にここまで言わせるとは、まさに圧巻の投球でした。同じ試合後、味方であるドジャースのロバーツ監督は、続投を決断した理由について語っています。
Dave, on Yamamoto,
generally talk about what he did tonight, but also you get to the middle innings, data generally says take him out, facing the third time.
So you're a data guy, huh?
I'm an analytics guy. But also, he hasn't gone that deep since really when he faced the Yankees, which
That's
was
right.
back in June. So what
That's right.
went into your decision-making?
Yeah. I think for me, watching how he was throwing the baseball, there wasn't much stress in the game. And, he hasn't been in the seventh inning since that Yankee game. I think he's thrown up to 76 pitches. So I felt we had a good building block foundation. And so I really wanted him to get Stanton. So number one, to get one more hitter and to be able to touch that seventh inning. So I think for me, that was it regardless.
Comparison will be to the Yankee Stadium start, but how similar was he tonight to where that was? And it seemed like the fastball, especially after that Soto at bat, seemed like he seemed to lock in the command.
Yeah, I thought, you're looking at our two starters. I think that they made one bad pitch apiece in their respective starts. And this one tonight was a fastball away, supposed to be. He yanked it, and Soto didn't miss it. But I would say that this start for me was probably a little bit better in the sense of we didn't have to navigate Soto back at Yankee Stadium either. So, but obviously on this stage, he was fantastic tonight.
監督としての信頼の厚さが伝わってくる証言でしたね。チームメイトたちからも次々と称賛の声が上がります。
And Yamamoto, during the DS, was pretty open about how guys sort of came up and sort of reassured him, especially after that first postseason start. What have you sort of seen from him since then, especially on a night like tonight?
Yamamoto he was made for those moments. He was doing it in Japan before he got here, and as soon as he got here, he was doing it here. So we trust in him. Early today, I told him that he's going to be a good night for him, and he did. He gave us a chance to score some runs. He put some serious on the board, and we won the game.
Can you just talk to me about the fielding tonight and how, this is a tough team, World Series, you guys are managed to keep them low runs early on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Yoshi was he was really, really good today. He was on the attack. It was watching from center field. It was fun to see how much his stuff was moving, and really just did a good job keeping him off balance, and just did a great job of pitching. That's a good lineup, and to give up only one hit over, I think it was 6 in the third. It was really impressive to watch, and he's one of the best pitchers in the game.
仲間からの信頼の厚さが随所に現れていましたね。ここで2024年のポストシーズンを通算で振り返ると、山本投手は4試合に登板し2勝0敗、防御率 3.86 という成績。地区シリーズ第1戦こそ3回5失点の KO を喫しましたが、そこから立て直し、チームのワールドシリーズ制覇に大きく貢献した。まさに苦しみながらも掴み取った勝利のシーズンでした。メジャー1年目にして世界一という最高の形で締めくくった山本投手。しかし本人の胸中には怪我によって離脱を余儀なくされた悔しさも残っていました。迎えたオフシーズン、山本投手は来季こそフルシーズンを投げ抜きたいという思いを胸に新たなシーズンへの準備を始めていきます。そんな充電期間には意外な素顔を見せる場面も SNS で話題になりました。チーム公式 SNS に投稿された微笑ましい様子です。
山本由伸です。日本語を皆さんに教えたいと思います。こんにちは。こんにちはの意味はハローやグッドアフタヌーン。
That's こんにちは。こんにちは。こんにちは。
ありがとうございます。Thank you.
It's arigato. And then gozaimasu. Arigato. Gozaimasu. Gozaimasu. Arigato. Gozaimasu. Arigato. Gozaimasu.
ありがとうございます。すごい。Awesome.
I think I've heard it. Sugo? Sugoi. Sugoi?
Sugoi. Kawaii. Cute.
I'm for sure gonna butcher that one. Kawaii?
Kawaii. 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 I can be kawaii. Kawaii. おいしい。Delicious.
おいしい？
おいしい。おいしい。おいしい。おいしい。
Great.
日本で会いましょう。
日本で会いましょう。Oh man, I'm gonna butcher it.
Try saying it first.
No, you try saying it first. 日本で会いましょう。日本で会いましょう。日本で会いましょう。
See you in Japan.
In 30 seconds, right?
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh.
I'm good.
One. All right. Hold on. Six. I think I know the trick to it. You just gotta get a little momentum.
Yes, exactly.
「マウンド上の鋭さとのギャップも彼の魅力の一つですね。そして迎えた2025年シーズン、開幕戦は日本の東京ドームで行われ、山本投手は自身初のメジャーでの開幕投手を務め、5回1失点で白星スタート。その後も3月、4月の6試合でメジャートップとなる防御率 1.06 をマークし、自身初となる月間 MVP を受賞するなど、早くも絶好調のスタートを切っていました。そんな山本投手は MLB ネットワークの企画で球界屈指の若きエースポール・スキーンズ投手との徹底比較が行われました。
We're facing two of the nastiest sons of guns in the game. We got to come up with a game plan.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible.
I'm ready.
Hey, all kidding aside, Skeens, we will dive into Skeens first. Yamamoto coming over, Andrew Friedman. I know people are going to say just a variety of riches by the Dodgers. They gave him $325 million, kind of assimilated in. This dude has been unhittable. In the better part of 2025. Every start out, it's 98. We'll get into it. It's devastating split.
That devastating split has been the equalizer. Because when you can throw that upper rail heater at 98, 100, and you have to respect that split as a hitter, you got a real problem.
Before we get into their windup, pitcher comparisons since the start of 2024. ERA, Skeens is second with a 2.14. Yamamoto 2.50, he's fourth. Fielding independent pitching, you know what that is.
Yep.
Things you can control, right?
A lot of punch outs.
Walks, punchies, homers. Second and third, and strikeout percentage. Skeens is fifth, Yamamoto seventh. Minimum 110 innings pitched. Two different variations of a windup. Give me Skeens, side angle, please. He's kind of a short armor, gets it right to the top. Good extension. And just dominant, where Yamamoto's almost that hybrid coming at you. Yeah. So a guy like Yamamoto is throwing 98 with a split, right? So I just got to cover down and I got to decipher it. So pause this for me. If I was facing this guy and I'm a right-handed hitter, I would be eliminating pull side unless I get count leverage and I try and take a flyer. There's 2 runs on and I want to go 3-run biscuit. I would just almost tell myself, I am going to get jammed by the heater to not get embarrassed by the split.
I like that.
And try and take the heater, boom, that way.
I like that. And get your vision up.
Yeah.
You've got to try to get your vision a little higher than you normally would. You want to push that fastball up, hoping that he hangs a split.
No doubt. Run this. He's been dominant all year. They asked a question the other day. This Bryce Harper, 95 top of the zone, backdoor breaking ball to get the count to 1-1. Top of the zone again at 96. I'm sitting here, he's 3-1. He gives him a bow and arrow heater. Pause this. 3-1 count leverage to one of the best hitters in the game. He gives it to him, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there 3-2. Split?
Split?
Run it.
He doesn't want to throw to him, does he? There it is again. Dude, he's got a good enough heater to challenge. That's the thing. That's what's nasty. That's what's nasty about him. He has a good enough heater to challenge. Oh, 3-1, 3-2. Here you go. Hit it if you can. And those are painted away, too. They're not like cookies middle in.
2-1 count right here. That little flipper breaking ball.
Look at that difference, though. 97 to 77. 97 to 77. And then here comes that little slider, split, boom. And then paint down and away at the knees. Kyle Tucker goes, what do you want? What do you want? How we doing? Boom. See ya.
I love this Marcus Simeon. This is like perfection. Heater away, 0-1. Now I get you to foul off a heater. This is the one, then he split strikeout. You're walking back, you're Marcus Simeon. You're like, oh my God.
Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good night right there.
Exactly what he was trying to do to me. Stands right in the middle of the rubber, which I think is interesting. Doesn't give you any kind of differing look. He's actually got a little tighter pitch arsenal than Skeens. Skeens shows you almost more. He's sitting there four-seam split to left-hander.
Well, you know you're going four-seam split curveball.
He's not putting you away with. He's not he doesn't throw this.
No, but you know what? It gives you the deception to your eyes. All he wants to do is show that to you. But obviously it's pretty nasty. He wants to show you that curveball 20 miles an hour less than the heater.
I just wanted to take people inside. Case one of the best to do it. And when you're facing these guys, if you think you're just showing up to the yard and knocking a donut off your bat, you're going 0 for 4 with 3 punches. That's what's happening. So you better come up with a game plan. And we would talk on the bench, like facing these guys. What are you thinking? How are we going to attack this?
You're in for a dogfight against these guys. And you know, when I face guys like this, or, Roy Halladay or Randy Johnson, you're trying to have one clean it back. Because you might not get one pitch to hit against these guys if they're on. And I think the biggest thing, the last point I'll make, is when they do give you a pitch, and they will at some point maybe give you one, you got to be on it. You can't foul it off.
これほど具体的な対策が語られるほど球界全体から警戒されている証拠ですね。そんな山本投手について当のスキーンズ投手本人が出演したポッドキャストでは興味深い質問が投げかけられていました。
Okay, so I do want to ask this. Let's say you have your fastball and your splinker. So I'm taking away however many other pitches you have. I'm sure everybody has 5 or 6 pitches now. And I'm gonna give you three pitches to add to your bag. What pitch and whose pitch would you add to your bag?
Trine and slider.
Trine and slider. That's nasty, bro.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Bednar's curveball.
Bednar's curveball.
The big 12-6.
Yep. Okay, so you got Trine and slider, Bednar's curveball, your fastball and splinker. You got one more. I would have to think it's got to be some type of like cutter or something. Like I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I've played around with adding a cutter and it just didn't really work for my slot.
But this isn't your cutter. This is somebody else's cutter.
I know.
That you're bringing in.
And when you asked, I initially thought about cutter, but it's also, I just think cutters are a little bit of a bat speed pitch probably for me.
Okay, so yeah, that's probably right. So okay, take off your splinker then, and let's add. You get another pitch. So it's just your fastball. You got one more pitch. You can add somebody's splitter if you want it, or whatever. Or I don't even know another pitch. You wouldn't even need much more with your fastball, Trinidad's curveball, Bednar's slider. I mean, yeah, you got to change up. Somebody's change up.
Maybe like Yamamoto's splitter.
Yamamoto's splitter. Okay.
同業のトップ投手からも名指しで欲しがられる球種を持っている。それだけでも山本投手の凄さが分かります。一方、ドジャース移籍決定前から山本投手と交流があったツインズのジョー・ライアン投手も当時のエピソードを明かしています。
I don't know if, like, besides Wheeler, if there's other guys that you watch or other examples you can give. Like, I saw them do this, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of guys. There's guys with different slots. I mean, Nola on the Phillies as well is one of my favorites and has been for a long time. I mean, too many guys to name around. I love watching Yamamoto right now. I mean, even lefties, as weird as they are, like Fried's so fun to watch just as a pitcher. I mean, I don't think there's a better true pitcher in the game where he's just mixing pitches, mixing locations, just attacking the zone, and he just does an outstanding job of that. So, yeah, I mean, Crochet over here, Houck, Bayo, like. So I played against Yamamoto in the Olympics.
Yes.
And so they were like a couple of guys that were playing on the Japanese team. Nick Zamora, or not Zamora, he played in the Cape with him. We were talking about him last time.
Yeah.
Nick Martinez.
Nick Martinez.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He was talking about him over there, and he was saying just how good he was. So we were trying to exchange backpacks actually after, and I exchanged with someone else. So I got one of the Team Japan backpacks. But I was thrown at UCLA. I was there for a couple weeks, and Yamamoto was training there while he was figuring out who to sign with. So before he was signing, like he was showing me the javelins, and we were like tossing those on the field, and it's just like fun to watch his whole routine.
That's
and go
awesome.
through it. He was great. Too.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Yeah.
I was played with Honeywell for a while, obviously. So
he
was always talking when he's over there.
Another friend of the program, by the way.
Yes. No, and he's like nothing. Yamamoto's the man, and when they came to Minnesota last year, it was good to see him, and he's a beast. It's just awesome to see his success, and I mean the mechanics, the routine, it's all super great.
That's so cool that you got that experience.
Yeah, I was super lucky. I mean, it was fun. He would be wearing like a different team's hat, and he'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to go see this team this week," and I'm there, but no, it was cool to see.
契約前からすでに彼の人柄に惹かれる選手がいたんですね。ここでチームと個人の状況を整理しておきましょう。ドジャースはこの年93勝69敗で地区優勝を果たし、開幕8連勝という球団新記録も打ち立てながら連覇に向けてポストシーズンへ進出。山本投手個人は前年の負傷離脱から一転、自己最多となる30試合全てに先発登板をやり遂げ、12勝8敗、防御率 2.49、201奪三振、ウィップ 0.99 という圧巻の数字を記録しました。被打率1割8分3厘はメジャートップの数字で、まさに打たれない投手へと進化を遂げていました。この安定感が評価され、サイ・ヤング賞の最終候補にも選出されています。9月6日のオリオールズ戦では9回西まで無安打投球を披露。あと1人という場面でジャクソン・ホリデー選手に本塁打を浴び、日本人投手では野茂英雄、岩隈久志氏に次ぐ3人目のノーヒットノーランを惜しくも逃しましたが、10奪三振、被安打1という圧巻の内容で観客からも大きな拍手が送られました。そして迎えたポストシーズン、ワイルドカードシリーズではレッズを2勝0敗で下すと、地区シリーズではフィリーズと対戦し3勝1敗で突破。この第3戦に先発した山本投手は4回3分の2を3失点と苦しみ、この試合では敗戦投手となってしまいます。しかし続くリーグ優勝決定シリーズでは1点、第2戦に先発すると9回3安打1失点7奪三振で完投勝利。ポストシーズンでの完投は日本人投手史上初めての快挙でした。この勢いのままブルワーズを4連勝のスイープで下し、2年連続のワールドシリーズ進出を決めていました。そして迎えた2025年ワールドシリーズ、ブルージェイズとの死闘の中で山本投手は球界史に残る快投を見せることになります。ワールドシリーズ第2戦、山本投手は105球を投げ抜き8奪三振4安打1失点の完投勝利でした。試合後、敵将のジョン・シュナイダー監督がその投球内容について語っています。
Did such a good job yesterday of making Snell work. Was that ingredient kind of missing for you guys today, or was Yamamoto just that good?
Yeah, he was that good. I kind of started that way. Got his 4 pitches in the first, I think, and that was probably our best chance, first and third and nobody out. After that, it was kind of few and far between. Second complete game in a row in the postseason. That's pretty impressive with a layoff in between. So I think he made it hard for us to make him work. He was in the zone. Split was in and out of the zone. It was a really good performance by him.
This could very well be a back-and-forth series, so a good chance you may see Yamamoto again in Game 6. What do the players learn from today? And even with the 17 kind of swing and misses, there's got to be something they can take out of today.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen him this year, so you get some feedback and hopefully make some adjustments. But really, I think right now you're worried about Glass now, Game 3, but I think we do a really good job of making adjustments as we see guys. Again, man, that was a great performance by him.
In the era that you're used to as a manager and coach, did you ever think you'd see performances like this of complete games from another era?
Man, it's hard to do. You know what I mean? I get why Doc let him go. He was that good, and I think that the baseball fan, right? They appreciate that. You know what I mean? You have to appreciate a complete game. So, you never know. You know, I mean, you never know when someone's going to have it. You know, every game is different, right? So you never really discount anything. You know what I mean? And who knows what's going to happen on game 3? You know what I mean? It's baseball, and you got to kind of react in real time.
敵将ですら脱帽するほどの完投劇でした。同日レジェンドたちからも驚きの声が相次ぎました。 FOX スポーツの生放送解説で MLB 殿堂入りのデレク・ジーター氏が驚きの声を上げています。
Will, congrats. First of all, that was just awesome to watch. Behind the dish catching Yamamoto these last 2 outings. What was similar and what was maybe a little different between these last 2?
Yeah, it's been fun these last 2 outings. You know, it's he can kind of do everything. You know, locate his fastball so well. He's got the curveball, the split. Throwing some good cutters today, some 2-seams. He just kind of had everything going, and you know, really keeping them off balance.
Will, congrats on the big win, making it 1-1 and the home run. That was a bomb. But here's my question: when you have a guy like Yamamoto who has 6 pitches, how easy does that make it for you, and how much fun? And which one was the best pitch tonight, or was it a tie for 6?
Yeah, it's fun. You know, sometimes you get too creative maybe, so it's just kind of staying in his lane, doing what he needs to do. But yeah, I mean, I feel like tonight was a splitter and curveball. Those were his 2 best pitches tonight. We kind of leaned on him, and you know, that was big.
Hey, Will, congratulations tonight, hitting that bomb. I love watching guys hitting bombs. But I had a question. You have a Snell, nasty. You have Ohtani, nasty. But Yamamoto is the nastiest guy out of the whole squad. Because I tell you what, the way he pitched tonight, the way he pitched his last outing, and the stuff that he have, man, I mean, you behind the plate catching him. You tell me.
Yeah, they're 3 guys. You got Glass now too. They're all number 4s.
Not bad.
Or number 1s. 4 of those guys. So, yeah, I mean, Yoshi the last 2 outings has been just dominant as it can be. And so yeah, maybe him right now, but we'll see Glass on Monday. Show behind him. So looking for 2 good more starts out of those guys.
How early in the game do you know? Okay, look, Yamamoto's got his good stuff, and you're thinking about offensively. If we can just get a run here, that may be enough to take us over the hump. When do you know throughout the course of a game?
Yeah, I mean, pretty early. You know, we got out of the first inning. You know, I just felt like he was going to settle down after that, getting that big 0. So, yeah, we were able to get 1 across in the first, put a 0 there. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of, you're just riding him. You're just seeing how far he can go, seeing how dominant he can be, and then we were able to punch back late, get up a cue, and put it away.
Back-to-back complete games, first time in 24 years that has happened in the playoffs. Kurt Schilling did it for Arizona in 01. And Derek, I know you felt like you maybe want to start the show with maybe a little mea culpa here from your side of things. Your prediction.
Well, first of all, I just want to take this opportunity to admit that I was wrong, completely wrong. I thought Yamamoto would be effective, but I thought there was no way pitching against this Toronto team that he'd be able to throw a complete game. Especially looking back, he threw 23 pitches in the first inning.
Right.
The way he was able to navigate the team and throw 9 innings. Did anyone else here think he'd throw a complete game against the Blue Jays?
Nope. I mean, I actually said in the pregame, I thought for Dave Roberts, a great day for him would be 3 pitchers, right? We talked about Yamamoto, Trinan, and then we talked about Sasaki for the close. But even better if it's one guy, and his name is Yamamoto. Listen, the less pitchers that touch the ball, the better it is. And I will tell you this, it's great to have baseball back. It's great to have starting pitching back, and it's exciting to watch. And I'm glad they're giving these guys ropes about, can you handle a guy for the 3rd time? Well, Yamamoto proved it. Tonight you can.
I hope everybody accept your apologies, because to be honest with you, I know he was going to be filthy tonight. But people, you guys need to understand that for someone to pitch a complete game like this against this Blue Jay lineup, you need to have the greatest stuff in the game right now. I mean, Yamamoto was north, south, left, right. He wasn't giving in. I mean, this guy, I was telling my colleague right here that when I was facing some of the Japanese pitchers, one thing I learned facing this guy, they don't give in, guys. They battle. They give you their best. It doesn't matter if you are on top as a batter or they are down as a pitcher. They always go for the best, and that's why Yamamoto pitched that complete game tonight.
And he
I
wasn't.
thought you pitched for. I thought you picked Toronto to win.
Huh?
I thought you picked Toronto to win.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I did? Okay, I was wrong. You guys didn't listen. Check tape.
And you know the thing is he threw a complete game against a team that's hot. This is not a team that's been struggling offensively. This is a team that's been steamrolling people.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 through 9, they get on base, they make contact. We've been talking about it. Unbelievable. It's one of the best. It's one of the best pitching performances I've seen in a World Series game.
First time that the Blue Jays have gotten a complete game thrown against them all year.
An absolute masterpiece. And Cap, you took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, this guy, you can make an argument that he's the most complete pitcher in the game. And I'll tell you why. It's not only the 6 pitches, it's not only that he can throw strikes, any pitch, any count, but he also holds runners on well. He's 1-1 to the plate, which means you can't steal on him. He also fields his position. He covers bases. I mean, I don't know what else you can say about this guy. That was a masterpiece.
That a bat right there, say it all. I mean, we bloody, he working in with the splitter, with the fastball, and then dropped that nasty breaking ball on here. And I was like, man, this guy's on top of his game tonight.
Yamamoto retired the final 20 hitters that he faced, final 20. And how about the last 8 innings? He threw 83 pitches total. 83 pitches
serious?
total the last 8 innings of the game. Just absolute domination, amazing against one of the toughest lineups in the game that Yamamoto was able to do today. Meanwhile, he got the help from this Dodgers offense late. We told you about the Will Smith home run. We heard from him. Max Muncy checked in too, and he's with Ken Rosenthal.
Max, nobody throws complete games anymore. Yoshinobu Yamamoto has thrown 2 straight in the postseason. What impresses you the most about what he's doing?
He's just not letting anything get to him. You know, his last start, he had the leadoff homer and then ended up finishing the game. And then today, he threw 20, 25 pitches in the first inning. And then to be able to keep that pitch count under control and get through 9, it's just really, really impressive. You know, from what I've seen, there's nothing that phases him out there. He keeps his composure at all times, and he just thinks about executing his next pitch.
I thought the biggest at-bat of the game was Yamamoto in the first inning against Vlad Guerrero Jr. The reason why is you're at home, the stadium's going crazy. They're thinking, here we go, we're going to be 2-0. And Poppy, the 3 of us are sitting there, the 4 of us, watching, and we're saying, he's going to throw this, he's going to throw that. He's going to 3-2. He threw that slow breaking ball, 81 miles. I mean, we flinched. We flinched.
I buckled
we
up.
said, wait a minute. And what that does, fellas, the other 25 guys go, holy smokes. He did that to the king. What is he going to do to us? So it was not only a strikeout, it was a momentum changer.
Yeah, they certainly had an ability to put a crooked number on the board in the first inning. You're right. Silenced them. I mean, they had a little bit of traffic, and then obviously retired 20 in a row. It's just, I agree with you guys. It's nice to see starting pitching back. First playoff game in history where each starter has retired at least 17 in a row. Dodgers history, consecutive complete games since they moved to LA. There's a pretty good list with Oral in 88 and a couple of Sandy Koufaxes. I'd say that works. I want to go back to what John Schneider said, though. We talked so much about the Blue Jays and their approach, and we saw it last night. It's so hard to strike them out. He said he made it hard for them to kind of work them. What did he mean by that?
Well, what he means is, you know, their hitters were 0-1 all day long, right? And don't forget, that jaw dropper, it has them all in the back of their heels already, right? The strikeout to Guerrero. But then, it's not only about 0-1, he has the ability to put your way multiple times. He pitched 9 innings today. The first third, he went soft. The second third, he went mix. And then exclusively at the end, he was getting you on hard. It was an absolute masterpiece.
And to be honest with you, he wasn't bouncing baseball that they were chasing bad pitches. They were swinging a strike all day long. He is staying in the strike zone for them, something that we talk about, because we know that Yamamoto liked to go for the split, the bounce, the hitter chase and everything. He know that he was facing a team that do not chase bad pitches. So he stayed in the strike zone from side to side. He just never left anything in the middle of the plate that they can drive. He made their life miserable.
Yeah, if you're a good hitter and a pitcher falls behind you, become a better hitter. And this is a contact team. So he was strike 1, strike 2 right away. So anytime you have a pitcher that's throwing strikes with 6 different pitches, you don't know where to begin. It's like you got to sit down and say, okay, I'm going to look for a fastball this particular at bat. And then, as you mentioned, he was switching it up as the game went on. So you just guess and hope you guess right. But that was pretty good.
Hey, fellas, how many times the last 10 years we've seen pitchers get pulled out for no particular reason besides the preconceived script that they had written at 10 o'clock in the morning. Don't you wish in 03 that script would have been and they would have pulled out Josh Beckett in the World Series? But, you know, it's good they're giving these guys more room to go.
Yeah, I tell you what, you're right. You know, you mentioned in the pregame, you know, I think Dave Roberts should limit it, only want to pitch 3 pitchers. Oh, why do that? Just pitch 1.
That's it.
No need to bring in anybody else.
レジェンドの予想さえも覆す投球。まさに歴史的な一戦でした。シリーズはその後もつれ込み、2勝3敗と後がない状況で迎えた第6戦。山本投手が先発し、6回を96球1失点6奪三振とまとめてチームを救い、3勝3敗のタイに戻して第7戦へとつなげます。そして迎えた第7戦、前日に投げたばかりの山本投手をロバーツ監督はわずか中0日で救援に送り出す決断を下します。山本投手は9回から延長11回まで2回3分の2を無失点に抑え、延長11回にウィル・スミス選手の本塁打で5対4の逆転勝利、2年連続のワールドシリーズ制覇を果たしました。そして迎えた優勝の瞬間、山本投手への賛辞は止まりませんでした。優勝を決めた直後、チームメイトたちが興奮冷めやらぬ様子で語っています。
Mlb Yamamoto, what he's been able to do this World Series tonight, how do you describe it?
No words. That was absolutely incredible. Yoshinobu won us the World Series. That I can't even put that into words. The guy threw yesterday. What is that? That's 3 wins in a World Series. That's absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh. Yoshinobu, Will Smith. Thank you.
Kike Hernandez, a.k.a. Kike Hernandez, a.k.a. one of the biggest voices in this clubhouse. How were you able to counterpunch every time they gave you their best shot?
Believe, bro, believe. We believed in each other. You know, we never gave up. This is what we play for. You know, Game 7, even though we fell down 3 early and this place was incredibly loud, you know, we kept fighting. We kept the fight. We kept going. We kept, you know, the dugout was alive. And I think that's what, you know, allowed us to, you know, to keep going and staying positive. And obviously when you got a guy like Yoshinobu Yamamoto on your team, it makes things a little easier, you know, especially for a guy like me that, you know, all I did was bring in, you know, a piece of fucking a pencil to the project to get an A, but I got an A, and here we are, back-to-back champs, David.
What can you say about what you witnessed as far as what Yamamoto did in this World Series?
Unbelievable. Wow. I've never seen a guy do that. And to go out and just still have the stuff one day after he pitched, that's absolutely incredible. That guy's a dog. He put his body on the line for us.
Came to the Dodgers because you wanted to win. You've now got 2 championships under your belt. When you think about what you were able to do, going back to back, the history you've made, just to be a part of that, what does that mean?
It means everything. I just think to do it with all these dudes, not a lot of ventilation in here. Not a lot, yeah. It's amazing. These guys, it's incredible. Just to see what Yamamoto did, to be honest, is like some of the craziest things I've ever seen. The guys stepped up. Miggy dominated. Will hit a home. It was storybook. I've never seen a series like that. I've never seen a Game 7 like that. I'm just happy I got to be a part of history with everybody.
What can you say about what Yamamoto did for you guys tonight and this series?
That was special. That was absolutely incredible. Yeah, absolutely incredible. You know, the complete game in Game 2 here, going 6 innings the other night, last night, and 3 today. That's insane. Insane.
優勝の立役者として全員が口を揃えて感謝していたのが印象的でしたね。優勝から数ヶ月後、対戦相手からもその凄さが改めて証言されることになります。シーズンオフの企画動画でブルージェイズのゲレーロジュニア選手が当時を振り返っています。
Pero háblame de los playoffs, la Serie Mundial, enfrentarte a Ohtani, prepararte para un turno contra él, tenerlo de rival, qué tanto hablaron y obviamente cuándo superaste, si es que, el hecho de haber perdido en ese 7º juego. ¿Qué hubo ahí?
Bueno, para hablarte de la primera pregunta, lo de Ohtani,
sí.
Obviamente nosotros sabíamos que que estábamos jugando con el Dream Team de pelota. Okay. Y éramos el equipo que nadie iba a nosotros. O sea, no, que se van en 1, 2, 3 y 4, se van ellos.
Sí. Pero desde el principio.
Sí. Entonces lo que enfrentarse a Ohtani no fue tan difícil, en verdad. Okay. A Yamamoto sí.
El que estaba nasty.
Yamamoto. La real, mire.
Fue el MVP. ¿Te quita el sombrero?
Sí. La real, ese tipo no te la sacaba de la rodilla. Y él trae todo el mundo. Pero Ohtani no fue tan difícil.
大谷選手よりも厄介だったという発言はかなりインパクトがありますね。そして2026年4月、シーズンが明けてから公開された対談動画で、当時の敵将シュナイダー監督がロバーツ監督と第7戦を詳しく振り返っています。
The biggest thing was the pitching. The biggest thing was the pitching, and it was how long is Shohei going to go on 3 days rest? Yeah. We don't know about Glass now. He pitched the night before, albeit 4 pitches. You know, I thought in my mind, I said, there's no way Yamamoto's pitching today. I swear to you. And when I saw him get up in the bullpen, I was just like dumbfounded. But so we're trying to walk through all of that. Just like he's trying to walk through all of it. Like when's the first move going to happen? And then what do you do? Did you prepare for that situation as the 9th inning started or no?
No.
It was just right there.
It was just right there.
I need a better arm because the bases are loaded.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right. Because then it's like in that situation, I'm trying to look at every single possibility that could happen that could cost us the game.
Yeah, because it made total sense when I saw him going in because we know about the arm.
Yep.
And we know Varsh is a fly ball hitter.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's a fly ball hitter. And you just felt that Yamamoto was just not going to give in. Mm-hmm. And that's what, the great pitchers are just not going to give in. They play poker.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that Yamamoto came into the game by this point, by the way.
He was the one pitching again.
I totally skipped over that.
He pitched the whole series.
I was going to say, you could point at any inning in the series, and Yamamoto probably was in there. When he came in and you saw the stuff was every bit as good as it was the previous time during the series, are you just asking yourself how? Because we do not see this. We do not see anything like this, particularly in the modern game. And for him to do it in Game 7 of the World Series, no less, it made it that much more special, I think.
Yeah, as soon as we saw him getting up, we were expecting it to be normal stuff. We weren't expecting 91 with a little get me over curveball.
I know, but the thing is that in the 8th inning, or the 9th inning, he hit Kirk. His first hitter, he hits Kirk with the split.
Yeah.
And then that loads the bases, and I'm just like, oh no, right?
That was how it happened. So right there in my mind, I was like, okay, the clock has struck midnight maybe on this guy. Mm-hmm. And he just didn't give in.
That's right.
Yeah. What was crazy too was Ernie's at bat. Are you getting there? Sorry, because
I'm here right now, actually. So Ernie Clement is up. More hits than anyone in postseason history in one postseason, and I mean put a really good swing on it. Do you know how far Andy Pages ran to catch that ball?
127 feet.
121 feet.
Oh,
nice.
121 feet in the air for 5.5 seconds. Mm-hmm. Wow, you really do know all the numbers from this game.
He's a numbers guy.
Wow. And Yamamoto, he's one of those rare pitchers who has high strikeouts and high ground ball rates, like the ideal kind that you're looking for. Did you just figure splitter, curveball, everything is going to be below the zone there? And how does Kirk approach in a bat?
Yeah, I think we figured, and Kirk, you can, I don't want to speak for him, but I think it was going to be heavy sink, heavy split. And that was, not the best matchup for Kirky's swing. And I think it was a split on the edge, and broke his bat, and it was like slow motion. You could see the whole thing. It was going to be a perfect hop to Mookie, and we all know, Kirky isn't winning any sprinting contests, but the thing is, we practice those situations every day in BP. Like Pop will do it every day. It's first and third, one out, get the ball in the air, Easier said than done in BP than against a guy like that. But the Barger part, I know it was kind of an intentional, but you never know with a pitcher of that caliber that might just say, hey, I got this guy, and might make a mistake. So that was the reason for the bunt.
And yeah, that was kind of how we're built, what we asked guys to do all year.
I mean, none of the pitches to Barger were particularly close, but Barger, Barger can chase a little bit.
Sure.
So you never know.
Oh, it was the right play, 100%,
Yeah.
because you get a guy that handles the bat so well. And for me, it's like I saw the first swing, I think, and I was thinking for a tie game, to be honest with you, because I was thinking that guy was going to drive on, especially you look at that series, how many times he shot the 4-hole. That was a surprise for me, is that his first swing, he came off the ball and trying to get the head out. Kirky.
Yeah.
Where I was surprised, I just felt that if he would have done what he's always done, what he always did against us, and I guarantee if you look back at their season and him with the 4-hole exposed, he has the ability to shoot that hole. And early in the series, he wasn't, and then he did it a couple times, and then he really got on track. I thought it lended itself to that. So I was actually thinking about, okay, they're gonna tie this game up. And I was not expecting that grounder to Mookie. I really wasn't.
He was probably, if not our second best at doing that besides Bo last year.
Yep. What did Yoshinobu Yamamoto do that night in that series? How do you characterize and contextualize what he was able to do going back after Game 6, going back after the CG in Game 2, and giving you those 2+ innings in Game 7?
I mean, he just got into legendary status. I mean, you mentioned earlier, 50 million people were watching that game. And, obviously everyone talks about Shohei, but this guy, he was the MVP of arguably the greatest World Series in history. And as a pitcher. And so what he did relative to modern day pitching, starting pitching, it's legendary status. I mean, and he would have probably been disappointed if I would have taken him out. And I don't even want to think about how many pitches he threw, including warming up, because it'll make me throw up. So I'm just happy that there are no sliding doors, and yeah.
まさに屈しない投球が勝負を決定づけたと言えるでしょう。一方、2年連続でア・リーグのサイ・ヤング賞を受賞し、まさに球界最高の投手と称されるタイガースのタリック・スクーバル投手も同業者としての目線でこの連投に驚きの声を上げていました。
My question is, did you watch the World Series?
Yeah.
Did you see what Yamamoto did, and could you have done that?
Yeah, I mean, that's what he did. I mean, not only like just throwing back-to-back days, but also the performance the performance and the outings that he strung together were incredible all postseason long. Without that guy, they don't win the World Series, and I would love to sit here and say I'd be ready to go, Game 1 against Cleveland and Game 3. I was ready to go Game 3. I was like, hey, I'm good to pitch if we need it. But back to back, I mean, in that situation, you put me in his shoes, I'm gonna argue as best I can to be out there and be thrown in that situation for sure. Whether those decisions are made, you got to look out for the health of players too. I don't know. I would love to be in that situation though, and I know I would do everything I could to petition my way into the game. They needed him. Obviously, the game goes into extras and stuff, but I can't see myself sitting on the side and not at least giving it a go. I don't know. The impressive part was it wasn't just back to back. His stuff was as good as it was the day before, and I'm like, if I throw 100 pitches the next day, I don't know if I'm going to be 97 to 100. I could get out there and maybe throw 92, 94, but he was 95 to 98 coming out, 95 to 98 with the splitter. That's great. Yeah, I mean, that was incredibly impressive. I would love to be in that situation to petition to be able to go out there and pitch, and just see what happens. You're in that role, man. Game 7, you got nothing to lose. Just give it what you got.
同じ投手だからこそ分かる連投の凄まじさが伝わってくる証言でした。この2025年ポストシーズンを通算で振り返ると、山本投手は登板6試合、防御率 1.45 という圧倒的な成績を記録。特にワールドシリーズでは3勝0敗、防御率 1.02 という数字を残し、 地区シリーズ第2戦とワールドシリーズ第2戦での2試合連続完投は2001年のカート・シリング投手以来24年ぶりの快挙となりました。この活躍により日本人選手としては松井秀喜選手以来、投手としては史上初めてワールドシリーズ MVP に選出されています。そして時は流れ、2026年シーズン、山本投手はさらなる進化を遂げていました。話題に上がっているのはホワイトソックス戦での登板、9回途中まで完全試合ペースという圧巻の投球を披露した一戦でした。元 MLB 捕手のエリック・クラッツ氏がこの試合を振り返っています。
Yamamoto took a no-hitter into the ninth inning. And for those of you that are like, you better talk about The Miz, we're going to talk about The Miz a little bit here, but we're also going to talk about him in a whole separate segment that we have dedicated to him. But Yamamoto was Saturday, a little more recent, 8 1/3, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 7 punch-outs. You know his opponent very well since they won the series against the Dodgers.
On Saturday, obviously, Yamamoto had the perfect game. Mookie made the error, then he gave up the home run to Peters, but I had a lot of White Sox fans saying, if we're going to lose, why not give up a perfect game or a no-hitter? And I was like, I never want to say that, but you know what? I mean, at least if you're going to lose, see history. But they won the series. Yamamoto was awesome. And a game, the Dodgers, whatever. They can say it's the White Sox, but the White Sox won 2 out of 3 against Sasaki and Sheehan. I know it's not Snell and Glass now, but still. And their bats didn't do a whole lot except for the one game. So, listen, the White Sox and Yamamoto pitched awesome. So I tip my cap to Yamamoto. Shohei hit the homer, some home runs in the series, but he didn't get it done. But the one thing I found weird about this whole thing was Peters hit the home run. He goes, "It felt like we won, dude. You lost. You almost got no hit." I get it, but that was a bad call.
Little moral.
Yeah, moral victory. There are no moral victories in the major league. Sorry.
No. Yeah, quick on Yamamoto. I mean, I know he's being overshadowed by some other dudes in the National League right now. He's got a 2.52 ERA. This is probably the best he's been. He's coming off the potential hangover effect you could have after not just, back-to-back World Series appearances being the guy for the Dodgers, but this past one, they abused him. He volunteered to be abused, but
maybe if you throw more, Scott, you can actually get better.
What?
No way.
That's wild. The guy who throws basically more than anyone else is still thriving, and it's not like he's this hulking presence either. He's a small dude. He's got 85 2/3 innings. He is number 2 in baseball in WHIP, walks and hits per innings pitched, which is a pretty good stat. 0.84. Only
he's
Miz
good, better. But the problem is the National League has about 5 other pitchers that are just as good, if not better. So it's like he's kind of getting lost in the shuffle. So I'm glad we're talking about him. But when you have Miz, who we'll talk about, but Skeen, Sale, there's a lot of other guys that you're like, well, and then you forget that Yamamoto's right there. So it's good for him, man. He's been awesome.
Yeah, Sanchez, Burns, all those guys have better ERAs than him, Kratz.
He's not even the best Japanese pitcher on his team. Like Shohei's overshadowing him. Like I just feel like what Yamamoto did last year, obviously in the World Series, it was incredible. And then to come back and have what he's had so far this year, a little bit under his career norm, and with his ERA, he's continually improving, but he's out there. He's the most resilient or most reliable pitcher to take the ball every 6 days in that rotation. Like, for the fact that what he did last year, you would think, we're going to back it down. We'll get you our Dodgers 25 starts so that you're available for 6 starts in the playoffs. But he's out there. He's doing it. He's another guy that you're like, I gotta look when he's playing. Like I think it'll be a race to see who gets a no-hitter first, Skeens or Yamamoto. I feel like Yamamoto, he goes the distance. I feel like Skeens hasn't been necessarily going the distance, but I feel like because he's given up some runs, maybe there will be a time here this year where he's going to go the distance. I think one of them is going to get a no-hitter this year.
数字を見ても彼が今なお進化を続けていることがよくわかります。翌日に公開された別の動画ではドジャースの投手ディレクターロブ・ヒル氏が育成の舞台裏について語っています。
Because to me, Yama trains differently than anybody else. Like he has his own guy. He has Yada Sama alongside him. Has the organization learned something from the way he's trained? Can MLB learn something from the way
I think so. Yeah, I mean, like, to be honest, like a lot of the principles that Yama, I guess, embodies are things that like we have tried to do. Myself, like Ian Walsh, other people have tried to embody and like become normal like parlance for pitching training in general, right? It's like the segmentation of the spine, like the way that like the shoulder couples in with like external rotation and side bend, like all the ways that he trains, I think is pretty incredible. Like honestly, like it's like a center out model as opposed to like different things that people can think about. So yeah, I like love how Yama trains. I think he's consistently and gradually exposing his body to the positions that he's going to need to get to at high speeds on the mound. So then his nervous system and his skeletal structure are like ready to take on those positions at high speeds.
And it's funny because he does it at such a non-technological level where I think we get so bought into technology, watching somebody do it totally differently, not heavy lifting, working on positions, working on mobility. It's turning our development, our traditional development almost on its head.
For sure. And I think it's like, I was so excited. I mean, for a million reasons when we signed him, but one of them was literally that. It was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, we'll get to actually see, behind the curtain as to like how he melds it into traditional development in terms of throwing and stuff. But I think it's like his body is made to perform to throw. He is not trying to like win the weight room or win, whatever, which, some guys need to. It's totally okay. But it's so interesting of how far to the extreme it is. It's like he's chucking long toss almost every day. Like he's throwing weighted implements like 60 yards. Like he's doing all kinds of like different things that like most guys would look at and maybe balk. But I think that there's something to be learned without a doubt.
How much did it blow your mind watching him come what he did? Like I still don't believe it. I was there for I was in LA for watching him warm up during the 18-inning game.
Oh yeah, so was I. That was crazy.
Yeah, and like going like, no, wait. That looks like Yamamoto in the bullpen, but I'm sitting behind home plate and I can barely make it out. And my daughter texts me and goes, Yamamoto's warming up in the bull. And I'm like, no, he's not. He can't be. What was that like watching that?
I don't even know. I mean, like that was one piece, but then obviously coming into game 7
right,
and doing what he did is just like, again, like there has to be something, and I don't know what it is, right? I don't know if we could quantify it right now, but there has to be something to like, the way his body moves and the way he trains, allowing for that to happen, right? Like, how many guys would be able to do that if you asked them to? Like, a lot of guys would probably try, but who could like go out and like throw like a mile an hour harder than the day before? Man, I don't really know.
Yeah, I was talking to my son after that, and he's like, I felt like that's impossible. Like when I threw, I could barely lift my arm the next day.
Yeah, right. Same.
And Scooble, I think, said the same thing. Scooble was watching it going, like, that's everybody's dream, but I don't know how he did that.
Yeah. I think there's just so much to be learned. That's all I can really like say about it.
Do you think the coaching experience helps at all with that?
In terms of like,
in terms of like knowing that your body can do it, because they have to throw a lot of pitches in a little period of time. And it's almost culturally like, hey, this is what we do. This is for the team. The team is bigger than you, but conditioned to do it.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe. I think it's like that aspect plus the training. I would have to imagine, right? Like it's a throwing first culture as opposed to like throwing is like this. Like I still think there's a little bit too much of a negative like rhetoric around throwing and throwing more and pitching and et cetera, when it's like, well, clearly it isn't just true. I think that like the way to resist the stresses of throwing is more exposure, not like underexposure.
さて、いかがでしたか？今回の動画では山本由伸選手のメジャー挑戦の舞台裏から2度のワールドシリーズ制覇までの軌跡をご紹介してきました。契約当初は12年契約は無謀ではないかという声もありましたが、彼はその不安を跳ね返すように2024年、2025年と2年連続でチームを頂点に導きました。特に2025年ワールドシリーズでは第2戦での完投、現代野球では類を見ない第6戦、第7戦の連投を披露、驚きと称賛の声が上がる活躍がとても印象的でした。 また今回の動画ではマウンド上の圧倒的な存在感とはまた違った人柄の温かさも垣間見えました。ロブヒル氏が語っていた独自のトレーニング哲学も今後さらに注目を集めていきそうです。2026年シーズンも安定した投球を続ける山本投手。ナ・リーグには強力なライバルたちがひしめいていますが、その中でも自分のスタイルを貫き進化を続ける姿には今後も目が離せません。皆さんは山本選手のどのシーンが一番印象に残りましたか？ぜひコメント欄で教えてください。最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。それではまた次の動画でお会いしましょう。